because like a lot of people, actually me before we've kind of had this discussion, thought that you need musical expertise. Like everyone who's popular, who's famous, has a musical expertise, and you really don't, like you just outlined. But there's a difference between having musical expertise and not having it, and then getting viral for doing something that anybody could do in their living room, right? And I feel like that's kind of taking over the music industry, right? With TikTok. Not that we love TikTok, but
yeah. I love it. No, I do. I love TikTok.
But in terms of like music, how some people are sacrificing quality for like some of these viral people. I have a couple of friends in the music industry, and they're saying like labels are taking these TikTok superstars or like these TikTok viral people because of the amount of views it generates, the amount of clicks it generates over actual quality singers and people that before they would actually have as junior development, and then they would actually bring into their label. So how do you kind of see the industry going in that sense? Like, do you feel frustrated? Like, what's your kind of take on that?
It's you guys have a lot of great questions. Sorry. This is a good question. I'm trying not to swear.
No, you can say whatever.
Yeah, you can say whatever.
It's a personal thing, guys. No, I'm kidding. Okay. I'm joking. I'm totally kidding. I'm kidding. I would say though, it's like a double-edged sword, because as an artist, I would love for one of my TikToks to blow up. Like I would love for like a little snippet of a song that I would feel great the next day. I wake up and see a million views, whatever, right? And that's cool. But do I want to be? I don't want to like name names, but I will say like. No, I don't care. Olivia Rodrigo had a like that really but like she had driver's license, right? Yeah. But then her and her producer Daniel Niger, I think his name is, put out Sour, and man, was I obsessed with that album. And then she won the Grammy, and I was like, kudos, well deserved. Like, you go, girl. I think she's 18 years old. She won that. Yeah. Man, her parents must be through the roof. Like, I can't imagine. So I think if you can get that one song to go kind of viral because it's a great single, and then you can sort of follow up with an incredible album, it shows like you're an artist, you're a songwriter, you know what you're doing. Now, if there's like a one hit, I can't think of like a one hit wonder on like TikTok, someone who's really underappreciated is Steve Lacy, and people love that hook. I wish I knew you wanted me, and I love that. I think it's a great song, but people don't know about like the internet and like his old band, and I think there's some things people won't do the research on, and like you always see the comments on TikToks like, people buying tickets to see a 30-second hook on one track, to sit through a concert for an hour. I'm like, you only know one part of the one song. So I get how like the overnight kind of success thing is like problematic, but it also could be really beneficial because it can really. Steve Lacy ended up performing at the Grammys and getting nominated. I think he won.
I think he did. Yeah,
he did win. Yeah.
If
I remember correctly, he won something last year or this year rather, this February. And that's just, changed that kid's life. He's in his 20s. I'm pretty sure he's like 27. Changed his life. Now, if TikTok wasn't around, would he have won that Grammy? Who's to say? I don't know if that song would have gained traction the way it did. But TikTok is a pretty crazy thing.
But then real quick, but then you can kind of get into the little like we've kind of debated as well. Like especially Ari was talking about this, how Grammys isn't like the best. Yeah. Exactly, it's not like the best like. Kind of measuring stick for success.
Sure. 50 Cent didn't win Best New Artist in 2003 when he dropped the biggest debut album of all time.
That and like even recently, like you're saying, like Nas is one of the best like artists of the 2020s, but like he's not even nominated for anything. Right?
I will say, there's so many artists that don't even have Grammys that deserve them, but it's not a great like frame of reference to measure your success in every capacity. Am I gonna pretend that I would like not be ecstatic if I won a Grammy? Yeah. I would be through the roof, of course. I would love to first be like call my mom and say, hey, unless you're in the audience right now, I don't know if you know, but I have a Grammy in my hand. That's the first person I'm calling. But for me, it's like there's so many artists that don't have Grammys that I'm like, how did they not win? Or like, and it's not even like. I love that. I think Beyonce won again this year and set a record. Yeah. And I love that happened. I think she's a great artist. But part of me is like, a lot of those runner-ups, I don't know if they'll ever get nominated again. Maybe they just made, in the Academy, in the Recording Academy's eyes, the best album they could have made so far. Maybe they didn't. A lot of people were upset when Harry Styles won. I'm not a fan or an anti-fan, but like, I don't hate his music. I don't go out of my way to listen to it, but I don't know why people were so upset about it. I feel like he really worked hard. He was a young kid, and I remember when his X Factor audition, I think he actually redid his song. Like, he had a bad audition. Look at him now. You know, like, that speaks to, I think, it's like a bit motivational. It speaks to just like how triumphant it could be. It's nice to know. But I don't know. It's hard to say because I know I want a Grammy. You know, I definitely know I want to give an acceptance speech and hold one, whether I'm a producer or a song or whatever it might be. But it's definitely not the pinnacle of success. You don't have to have a Grammy to prove you're a professional musician. There's too many pro musicians out there that don't have Grammys that I would work with in a heartbeat. But it's a tough one.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, when you brought up Steve Lacy, like, I have Steve Lacy on my when Dark Red came out, like 2017, 2018. I had it on my Spotify, but then Static and his whole new album came out in 2022, and Static was actually like an anthem for my first semester at college. And every time it comes up in my Spotify, I think of that, like, time of my life.
That's
now,
like
first semester of college
for me, first high school. I totally know that. I know that feeling.
Yeah,
oh
exactly.
my god.
But I think it's like kind of a testament to the power of social media. You know, like creators like I don't actually know if it's pronounced Jake, but it's like JVKE. Yeah. And he's huge. Golden Hour. Yeah, like I would say he's a pretty talented artist, and he blew up because of TikTok. And I think that, like, his vocals, his, like, production on, like, his songs. I think there was one before Golden Hour too. I actually don't remember off the top of my head. There was one song before Golden Hour came out that was also one of his that also blew up. But I think, like, TikTok gives people the opportunity to kind of blow up without needing to go through that, like, find a label, have a track that hits, you know, charts.
And especially things like DistroKid and stuff like that helps artists be independent. It's like, it's weird because, you know, I hate to even like bring it up, but like OnlyFans has become like the independent sort of contractor between, you know, people. And so like the way DistroKid does it is the middleman. We don't need labels anymore. Being independent is so accessible and so possible. And it's a pretty great thing, honestly, I think. And I don't know, does anyone else feel this way? TikTok, like, an artist blows up on TikTok like Jake. We love Golden Hour. We hear Golden Hour. I think it's a great song. You know, I heard it, and I was, like, moved. I heard it, and I was like, wow, this is really powerful. He wrote a cool, great, awesome song. Have I dove into his discography? No, I haven't listened to his catalog much. I know the single, and I saw him shoot the video and whatever. Like, I watched the video, but I feel like people on TikTok all of a sudden, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, people will diminish, like, the work ethic of these artists because they blow up. Like, oh, this is like just a TikTok artist. I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure Jake's probably been writing songs since he was like 15. Like, probably taking piano lessons since he was like 10. Like, I don't want to sit here and, you know, like, flagellate the guy. Come on, like, he's worked his ass off for probably 10 plus years. He made a good single, and the internet seemed to really like it, and people are mad about it. Because I feel like one day that'll happen to someone like me, an underground artist who posts their thing. People are like, oh, you're just a TikTok artist. Like, who are you?
It's a weird back and forth, I feel
so
like.
Annoying.
Because you'll post a TikTok, and then eventually everyone who likes it because it is a genuinely good song will like it. It'll blow up and become huge, and then once it's huge, everyone's like, oh, yeah, it's just because you're on TikTok. Which, it sucks.
But at the same time, they're giving you likes, they're giving you comments.
Exactly.
You're kind of getting the validation.
Farming the interactions.
It's like Lil Mabu. I think Lil Mabu is a perfect example of that because he knows what he's doing.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he knows what he's doing is pulling like reaction because there are people like, oh, industry plant, and I'm sure he has good money because like he's going to a private school in New York.
Yeah,
but
and they were saying that about.
I would still say he's really good at understanding social media and really good at manipulating it in his own sense to like get his stuff to blow up because he knows people are gonna comment and like hate on it, but.
I think he's really good at knowing himself is like the biggest thing. Like he's not trying to act like anything he's not. He knows he's a privileged like white kid, and he's owning it. And he's making like
I mean, that's just how it is.
Making pretty good music out of it. You know,
he's not like hiding
because these sad people who have nothing better than to shit on everyone who has some success. They'll comment thinking that the artist will be affected by it. They don't give a shit.
No, they just want more comments.
They want more.
Yeah, if anything, you're just feeling, you know, and it's so true. He's totally good at manipulating the audience in his favorite. Like, he can create a song that's hard, and some people really like the song. I think like Trip to the Hood, I saw that and I thought that was so good. I saw that post, I was like, oh man, this kid's I thought it was like someone just like doing a joke, but then I looked him up on Spotify. I was like, no, he makes music, he's real, whatever. And I saw all his stuff and I realized he made that reference to
that TV show.
Yeah. He made that reference and he did a good job of it, and the video was shot well, and he's like, you know, the whole outfit, it was a good video, and it was a good song. And I think he's really good at pissing people off, like being a privileged kid, but also being a kid who wants to be this rapper. And my point is, there's no such thing as bad publicity. And if you can gain that kind of attention, you're doing something right, you know?
But I feel like kind of on the other side of it, not that I don't agree with what Rishi was saying, but like, okay, you have a one-hit wonder, and then, but a lot of the ones that we don't see are the ones that are failing. Like the ones that don't have that work ethic. Like labels pick them up, and then they're like, oh, I'm famous, I'm rich. And then they just, like, it's the typical, like, money at a young age. They don't really care anymore. They're using the label's resources, but, to, like, essentially fuck around. They're not doing it. And so, like, we don't see that, but, like, I feel like there's a lot more of those than what you guys are illustrating, which is, like, those people who have been, involved in music at such a young age. Like there's so many people who don't know what they're doing, get famous, and then are like get picked up by these labels, and they're like, I don't know what to do now.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I think there's a lot of people, and I think it's another thing about how accessible music is. Like, anyone can get a laptop and start making music in their bedroom. You could buy a laptop, an interface, and a mic, and you pretty much got what you need, for the most part. And you could download a YouTube beat and write some lyrics, sing, and you could just go buy a vocal chain and throw it on if you want. You could learn how to do it. You could just spend some money. But there's a lot of people out there, I feel like, that blow up that I don't want to say aren't deserving. I feel like that's mean, but I don't know. It's hard because, they blow up on something, and then someone who's been working so hard looks at that and goes, what am I not doing right here that this person is like overnight success, 370,000 followers all of a sudden, and I'm here like still 110 followers on TikTok, and I've been making music every day. Like, it's definitely frustrating. And I don't know. I guess I still don't fully understand the algorithm and how all that works.
I don't think anybody really
does. But it works in weird ways. You ever seen those ASMRs where people do this? So every time I go on my TikTok, sometimes, a live comes up. Anytime an ASMR of that, I just hit block. It's actually, my algorithm is like, accidentally corrected it to think that I'm now interacting with it so often. It's only giving me live feeds of these. And I go to my blog, there's just 100 people that are all ASMR videos. You can't get out of it. No. And I'm like, why did I block all those? I shouldn't have done it. I was interacting with them is what I was doing. And I don't know. But some weird things just randomly blow up on TikTok.
It's just how it works. I think small artists are more flexible because they have a lot less to lose. So they post something, and it's either they go big or really nothing happens.
They're right where they started, right? They're right where they started.
But, like, if you're, like, a big artist, like artists you've worked with, like TJ or Ice Spice, they post something that people don't like. Backlash can affect them a lot when they're already this high up. Versus someone right here, backlash will probably take them all the way down here. Yeah. But someone up here, it's going to take them down far.
You got to be careful what you post.
Wasn't she, like...
Oh, massively, yeah.
Yeah, she was like, huge because of... Her song was, she was already an artist, but she went huge on TikTok, and that's what also pushed her out.
I think she went big on TikTok after. It became a TikTok song, and then it became super mainstream after that,
There's a clip of someone, I don't know who it's from, but it's like, one-hit wonder, or now what?
Two-hit wonder, yeah, she's on Genius Lyrics. She's on a Verified, and she came for a second. I remember that, actually. Yeah. And she's, it was because that song, Munch, was really popular. It was like really, really popular.
And then she got another song out.
And that was
a live part too, man.
Like, and now she's doing stuff with Nicki Minaj.
Kind of the same thing.
He would also be in the same category.
You said Lil Nas?
Yeah. I did not expect him to still be here.
His producers are great too.
He's good though.
Yeah.